Okay, welcome. I think I was talking to myself for a minute or two there. If you guys can see me and my screen and hear me, can you let me know? Just give me a little sound check. I feel like I'm being blinded by this light, not in a cute way. Hi, okay, good. So I've never scheduled a stream before, so I didn't know if I did it right. So it looks like we are good to go. All right. So I don't know if anybody caught the name of the live stream. It's called Best Trader Alive. And why? Why would I put that? Well, there's something that I would like to talk to the Strat community about real quick. And it's just something that's been bothering me, and I would like to talk about it for just a minute. Rob has been gone for 3 months now. And as the big community that we are, it's our job to hold it down and keep the Strat community in check, doing the right things, behaving in the right way. And lately I'm just seeing, not a lot, but I'm seeing it enough where all I'm seeing is like huge, gain porn, which gain porn is fine if, you've posted the setup ahead of time and you shared it on Twitter. And then you're like, from the setup that I shared, here's how much I made. Because otherwise, if our job is to help people out here, gain porn's not going to do it. Gain porn is not helping anyone. It's not teaching anyone anything. All it is doing is feeding your ego, and you look like a Discord slinger. So, nothing wrong with gains, but post your setup, please. Like, what was the setup? What'd you take? What'd you see? And I'm seeing just a lot of people not being humble, lots of, I'm the best, and you can't stop me, and this person said that, and that person said that, and who cares? Like, you're not the best. Act like you've been here before. Act like you've traded the Strat before. We all can see the same stuff. We all know what a 2-2 reversal is. You're not the smartest person alive. So be humble, please. It's just all I ask. We want to encourage people to come to us, and we want to be welcoming. We don't want to be, gloaters. We don't want to be just slinging profit porn everywhere. Let's be better. And it's up to us. Rob's gone. He left this beautiful thing to us, so let's treat it with respect and in the best way that we can. Okay, my little spiel is over. All right, what had happened? What's been happening? Why have Stratters been looking short for a long time now? Oh, excuse me. And cheers, I have a little adult beverage. I've got a party to go to in a little while. So it's all in the charts, right? So we all know we are an inside year this year currently. And you can pretty much see the inside year by drawing the swing high to the swing low. That was last year, okay? So that's our big range. We know that once we're inside of a bigger range, internal broadening formations like to start over. So just to kind of go back a few months, when we were stuck in here trading sideways, it was so boring. Well, the charts can't consolidate forever. So finally, we broke above this high and we started to expand the broadening formation. So we broke out of there, made a new high, expanded the broadening formation to the upside. Here's the downside of the broadening formation. So once we expanded it, where are we going? Well, as stratters, your eyes should be drawn to pivot highs because those are our major targets because we're always playing against the other side. So that was the main target. Once we broke up through here, we hit it, boop. So potential upside exhaustion risk, right? And why is that? Why the other spiel I could get on about is the 250-day moving average people. Like, they're driving me nuts, and I'll explain why in a minute. But so once we get up here, why, when we make a new high, is that exhaustion risk? It's a very simple answer, because profit taking should be happening here. So anybody who was long through here should be taking profit up here. What happens when people start to take profit is the price will then move away from the target, because that's what happens when profit taking is occurring. So we knew we were at potential upside exhaustion, and we got an obvious reversal the next month. However, it didn't stay in force. And we know that. We know that we can only play downside if we're below our setup. So the 2 up, 2 down reversal. Okay. So that took the second month to get going. But then what? Then what did we get? We got, I'm going to go to another time frame here in just a second. We got quarterly reversals. And this is the continuous contract. Usually I'm charting on the current quarterly contract chart, and I feel like I hate how TradingView and the futures market do it. I feel like it's so much more complicated than it needs to be, but whatever. Who am I? Because it looks better on my ES chart, because we actually hit the target on my ES chart. Let's just go there. Let's go there. So here's this quarter's contract. So in the strat is so easy because it's very, very simple. There's only a little small amount of things that we look for. Time frame continuity, actionable signals, broadening formations, and the flips. And when you see a red 2 up candle like this, meaning they opened it here, they took it up, it used to be green, fell back in, turned red. We have red time frame continuity from last quarter through this quarter. So when you have red time frame continuity, you gotta ditch the bull bias. And the thing that, like, now that I've left technical analysis for so long, the thing that now really confuses me, it's like I'm seeing all these posts like, oh, NVIDIA, really needs to hold the 200-day here. And like, my question is, when people are posting these charts talking about the moving average or whatever, what are all these people doing until we hit the moving average? Do you know what I mean? Like, are they just watching their profits deteriorate? Are they waiting to get back in? Like, what are they doing until we hit the 200-day? Because in the strat, we're shorting all the way down there. Even if we were long before, I don't know where I'm looking. I don't know what I look like in the screen. If we were long before, when we get that signal to exit our long, even if you don't want to flip short, you don't have to flip short, but you should know when to exit your long. So it's like, what are all these people doing until then? And I'm seeing a lot of people, they pay for services. That's not in the video. I was like, what in the? They pay for these services on Twitter that are like, oh, what, like, let's see if the 200-day holds. Well, what are you doing ahead of that? Like, so, I don't know. I don't know. It blows my mind. Because in the strat, even if we were long all the way through, what is this, September? When you hit a new high and get a weekly reversal, it's time to exit. I don't care where the 200-day is. I don't know. I don't do moving averages. The 200 is probably like somewhere. I don't even know. It's probably somewhere way down here. But we knew to get short there. Write it down. You got to flip. Get short here again. Write it down. Trigger the actual month. This was the best one. And I posted this on Twitter. And it's just so crazy to me because people are like, oh, wait to see if we hold the 200-day. I'm telling you guys, whoa. I'm not telling anybody anything. I'm saying what the charts are doing. I posted NVIDIA and I posted Tesla. And I said weekly shooters that can trigger the month. And it's just so obvious that stratters, we want to short here. We want to short here. We're targeting here and here. Then you can take profit, wait for a setup to reform because we know that higher time frame triggers are lower time frame targets. So what had happened on NVIDIA is that weekly shooter. All right, let me clean this up. I can't handle. It's something weird about kids. They always know when you're doing something, don't they? Or they always know the wrong time to knock on your bedroom door. You can tell I'm nervous. I haven't done a live stream in a long time. Okay, so we always start our analysis at the higher time frames. So we knew that NVIDIA was at all-time high exhaustion risk. It just means profit taking could happen. We have to wait for reversals. We can't just short. We still have to see a reversal. What did we get? This is the best thing ever for me at exhaustion risk. I want to see an inside bar at the highs if we're upside exhausted, or I want to see an inside bar at the lows if we're downside exhausted. I will take that setup every day of the week. So what did we get here? So on NVIDIA, because we didn't get a monthly signal till here because the month wasn't closed. So the month closed, the month of September closed as an inside month. So that then means we can be looking for weekly setups to trigger the monthly setup, to trigger the quarterly setup. This is the highest probability trading you're ever going to have. You're going to get a weekly to trigger a monthly to trigger a quarterly. Or if you're a day trader, the smaller time frames work too. Like we take 15s to trigger 30s to trigger 60s all the time because you've got everything going in your favor. You've got time frame continuity in your favor. You've got the 15-minute participants in your favor, the 30, the 60, the daily. So we love to do this stuff. So now when, the can slimmers, and I'm not trying to sound like an a-hole, but when they're talking about this head and shoulders the whole time or whatever it is that they're talking about, what are they doing until we get to the neck? Okay? Like I can see the head and shoulders. I have a TA background. I come from TA. In fact, they're even really fun to draw. But that doesn't help you predict anything. It doesn't help you do anything. Like, what are you doing until then? So we're shorting up here. Everybody else is shorting at our take profit. So they're going to all short here. And that's what we don't want to be doing. We want to be shorting up here and targeting down here. Then we can lock all that in and look for setups back the other way. All right, let me go to SPY, because SPY has been so perfectly playing out the past like 3 weeks, exactly the way that I wanted it and the way that I've been calling it. So ES actually took out that pivot, which is the future, the big daddy of SPY. So ES actually took that out. So when that happens, you have to understand that SPY is possibly exhausted as well. And I'm forever saying that. If you're playing SPY, you have to be watching the futures. But anyway, like, I can't remember. 3 weeks ago, I said I wanted exactly this. We got exactly that. We had that daily broadening formation, which was amazing. This little guy. Because what happens at new highs? When we hit new highs then become exhaustion risk. So then you look for the reversal the other way. Now, we had higher time frame continuity was red. So why would this not be, you know, an upside expando? Because the higher time frames were red. The month was red, the quarter was red, or the months before it were red. And we're just in a downtrend. If you're unfamiliar with trends, it's lower highs. So for the most part, we're in a downtrend. So we were looking to short up here, and I was also talking about this. We're going to target here first. What happened? I said, boom, we hit our target. We hit our downside target. That's when you guys want to take profit. You take profit, you wait. This is profit taking. These 2 days, that's profit taking from the shorts who are in from up here, targeting down here. They're buying to cover. They're buying to close. They're exiting their shorts. Then I said, I want a weak little 2 up, 2 down to re-short. Boom, got it. So it's been really easy as long as you have higher time frame framework and you don't get scared on little, you know, hourly reversals against you. Corrective activity is going to happen, but that's all that it is. Any green hourly candle you see, it's just corrective activity. The higher time frame trend is intact, you're going to get corrective activity. So if you haven't been in or you weren't in, I even said, I've been making a lot of videos lately. I even said, wait for corrective activity. Wait for a 2 up right here and then hit the 2 down. But then we ran out of day. Wait for corrective activity. Inside hour, hit it back down because we had magnitude lower. And I'll show you what that target was on the daily. That pivot low. We hit that on Friday. And then we've got another pivot low down there we didn't quite hit, but I would actually prefer more corrective activity now. Might not get it because the quarterly target on SPY is 403.74. So we might just keep puking till then. And if you want to get in on it, daily continuation is not actionable for us, meaning, yeah, all right, like, let's make this white. So this is considered continuation. We have a 2 down, a 2 down, a 2 down. So on Friday, when we opened inside Thursday's candle, that's fine, but we don't want to short the continuation. Because we don't want to short into lows. So if you're going to participate in 2 down continuation on the daily, you need to find an hourly way in. Because the 2 down daily continuation happened right here. That's the level, 411.60. And the only indices play I called on Friday. There was other stuff moving, but I was watching SPY and QQQs, and there was only one. There was only one hourly signal that could trigger the day. So I said, we're going to take this. We even had a 30-minute, I believe. Yeah. No. On the futures we did. We had a 15 to trigger a 60, I think it was. I posted it. Anyway. So let's just real quick, I want to revisit the market outlook tickers or sectors that I usually run through and see. Oh, we got to talk about IWM. But I'll get to that in a second. Oh man, I do a lot of drawing intraday. Q's nowhere near their quarterly target, but still continuing down. IWM. So I talked a lot about this on the last weekend video. Nope, 2 weeks ago. It was whatever week this was. 10/9. And I said, because we were in force on the quarter. How do we know that? Because we were trading below last quarter's low. So that's one check. Good. We're in force. We have full time frame continuity. Red. We're trading below the yearly open. So we have full time frame continuity. So we're red on the year, red on the quarter, red on everything. And then I also in the video showed how we were we had an inside 6-month actionable signal. Just good to know. But I said, if we can get this to trigger, we're going to trigger that 6-month inside bar and down. And we have a weekly actionable signal to do it. What's a weekly actionable signal? Well, when you're bearish, it's a 2 up, and then the next week, the 2 down. So the 2 down week is in force on the quarter. We have red year because we're trading below the open. So that means that the yearly candle is red. And then boom, that was the 6-month inside month and down. So we broke the range that we've been trading in for the first, well, more than half of the year. For the first 9 months of the year, we've been trading inside that until this happened. And then we hit them all at once. Now we are at downside exhaustion. It doesn't mean that price can't continue lower, but it just means that people should start taking profit here who shorted the quarterly trigger, the weekly trigger, the 6-month trigger. That's the final target for this immediate price action. So I would not be surprised because see, we took out those pivot lows. So I would not be surprised at all to see corrective activity on IWM for the next couple of days or so. I apologize. I have not looked at the chat yet. So hang in there for a minute for me. Dollar, I said I wanted higher. It went lower first, which that's fine too, because I said you could take it both ways. So I said if it went inside and down, you could take it because we were at potential upside exhaustion. So you had to take your profit where you're supposed to take your profit. And then it went the other way and went outside weak, which we love because you have a broadening formation. So now I'm trying to get used to this disjoint tool. It just like mirrors one side of your trend line. So they swept the lows, boom. So anybody short, anyone who, this is what we do all the time. So anybody who shorted the inside week and down, you're supposed to take profit there. That's your exit. That is where you're supposed to exit. If you don't exit and get greedy and be like, oh, I want more, you're going to get an outside bar to the face. or something to the face that you're not going to like. Because what happened? We went and took out the highs. Where's your broadening formation? Low, high, new low, new high. Boom. Now, originally I said I wanted higher, which again, I still do. It's still true. It's still in play. What's happening for Monday? You got a really nice actionable signal for Monday. And what are you going to target? You're going to target the local swing highs. So this is awesome. It played out really nice, actually. Gold, I've been talking about a new all-time high this year for a long time. Ever since we hit exhaustion down here. I don't know how long you guys been following me, but this was the outside year level. Let me show you. And the new all-time high has been on my chart for forever, since early this year. Because last year in 2022, forget that 2023 exists right now, we came just shy of a new all-time high, then started failing the year. I was like, we're going outside year, so meaning we're going to take 2021 lows out. We did that. When that happens, so one of Rob's sayings was once a 3, always a 3, can't not be. And then somebody in my Discord changed it and I liked it better. It was once a 3, always a 3, leave it be. Meaning once it becomes a 3, that's it. We don't know now. So you can't still be short. So anyway, once we hit the downside exhaustion, we got that big outside month. And then, this kind of sucked in here, but if you're a long time bull, gold bull or whatever, you knew to exit up there on the 2-2 reversal, just so you didn't have to hold through any corrective activity. But then they went outside month. So anyway, new all-time high should happen this year for gold. We'll see, but it technically should. Bitcoin just, went 2 down, 2 up month, hit target 1, target 2. There's not a lot else to target to the upside, so. And you had a really nice weekly actionable signal because, again, not to keep bringing up my take action window, but to also keep bringing it up because it's important. That's your monthly magnitude. What's your magnitude from your trigger to your target? That is when you're on the lower time frames, you're supposed to be pushing buttons. Pushing buttons how? When you see a bullish actionable signal in a bullish higher time frame actionable signal, take it. And it worked real nice. SMH, we talked about this before. I pretty much told everybody where to short, where it was going. It's for everything on here, basically. Everything worked out really nice the past 2 weeks. VIX, I don't really care about VIX. I just want it to be high. I don't care the setup. XBI, again, told everybody where we were going. Down there. We're not there yet. But still good. Why? We're coming to finish the bottom of this broadening formation. It's so crystal clear, isn't it? We're going for the pivot low. That's the target. So, don't you love when everything, don't you love when the strat works so well? Because it should if you have the higher time frame context. 2 up quarter month on XLB. Inside month in down last month. I talked about this on the weekend video. Where are we going? Down here. We got there. The strat is so awesome if you really, really spend time to understand it. It's not just this. People are like, ugh, the 212 to the upside failed. Well, yeah, you have a red month in force, a red week in force. Why are you trying to be bullish? You have no business. No business. And if you did take that, then you deserve the loss because you need to study more. Told you guys 2 weeks ago, where are we going? Up here, going down here. We already hit one target. We didn't quite hit the other one yet, but geez, like, look at the lines. These are, I don't touch these. When I do a weekly video, everything's the same till I look at it again with you all. Last week, up, hit, boom, boom. Like, it's so awesome. And no, we're not the greatest traders alive. We just know the strat. So stop trying to be special. Or it's too extra. XLK hit the weekly target, which triggered the quarter, but weekly profit taking should happen at the quarterly trigger because you've been short since here. Boom. That's where you're supposed to take your freaking money. XLP was the only one that like really didn't hit its target. What is even XLP? Consumer staples? 1 out of what? How many is on here? 1 out of 20 ain't bad. Ooh, XLU also failed because I remember I was talking about this. We did hit downside exhaustion, so this wasn't my favorite setup. 2 out of 20 failed. We're starting to break that tightening range, but it started where? Where did the break of the tightening range start? Forget these lines. We don't care about them. I was just trying to show this mother bar because we've traded inside of it all year. But what do you clearly see? You had an inside quarter here. What happened? Oops. What happened? Well, it hit its first target, and that's where it exhausted because that's where people's supposed to take profit. That's why the chart pulls back like over and over and over and over again. Okay? Then what? We end as a 2 up. 2 up. What happens after a 2 up? What is the only possible thing, the only possible reversal to happen after a 2 up? There's only one. It's real simple. A 2 down. What's a 2 down? We broke the downside of the previous candle. Okay? This is a bit of a pivot machine gun because of that inside, that tightening range. Target 1, target 2, major target 3, and then major target 4 to get out of that mother bar. So what now? Well, you got to keep waiting and watching and looking for actionable signals. Let's look at the 6-month on that one. We just went outside 6-month bar. So potential exhaustion here, so you should expect profit taking here. But then just look for daily actionable signals to get back in. Because if it's still good, it's still good. XLY. Boom. Exactly where it was supposed to go. You guys, you've got to learn the strat. If you don't know it, please learn it. I have a whole free channel, YouTube channel. And the other thing, so back to like the beginning of this, you'll never see like, well, you don't see me and Alex out here posting gain porn or talking about other people. And I really want you to kind of investigate why that might be, because we're not in competition with other people. We don't really care what other people are doing. Our focus, our job, what Rob pretty much left for us to do was to teach people the strat. It's why we're constantly posting charts. We're constantly posting what happened. We're constantly sharing what's going to happen before. Like here, I want to show you guys something if you haven't seen this. And you know, we sometimes we get a lot of shit for it because people don't like what we say. And it's not to hurt anybody's feelings. It's to tell you where we think that price is going to go, and bulls don't like that. But like right here, Alex, on September 24th, and this was about the broadening formation I posted earlier because it was Rob's broadening formation from the November video. But he said people won't understand what hit them. And the point of this is not to scare people. It's not to look like, ooh, look at us. Like, ooh, we're right. It's not about being right. It's about not ignoring the chart. And the chart was telling us we're at the top of a broadening formation. We're about to get a quarterly reversal. And then look what's happened already. We're falling back in. So stay to strat people who don't talk about others, don't want attention from drama-seeking behavior, don't say that they're the best. Just because, think about it, would you want to hang out with people like that? No, I wouldn't. I sure wouldn't. I want to be around people that, you know, can teach me something, show me something, are there to support me, are positive. It's very important you stick around the correct leaders in this community. And the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing about the Strat community is it has a magnificent way of removing bad seeds from its ecosystem. And that's one thing I've always just, they'll take themselves out because the community won't have it. So rally around the good people. And I'm not here to tell you who the good people are, who the bad people are. I want you to see that for yourselves. And I want you to ask yourself, why is this person talking about that person? Ask yourselves questions. And, stick to the strong people. Elaine! Okay, let me catch up on this chat Oh, I forgot XRT. I'm so sorry. Didn't quite hit target, but almost. Hit target 1, not 2. And if you guys can't make money doing this, stick with us because you're going to figure it out. But it's more than just the strat combo sheet. I remember 2 weeks ago I said we've gone straight down for 10 weeks in a row. What do I want? And I'm a perfectionist and I'm very picky. And I know I said I want corrective activity. And then I wanted 2 down. And that's exactly what we got. Because I understand the strat, I understand time frame continuity. I'm not a magician, even though even though my friend Dan turned me into a magician with his cute little gif. Okay, let me look here real fast. How is this? Oh, do you guys see my shirt? Wait. It says, "Zombies eat brains. Don't worry, you're safe." It's my Halloween costume because I'm not a Halloween-y person. Ugh. All right, let's see here. Oh, thanks. Okay. Yeah, and when the VIX is up, it's just so nice because our setups work right away. I've heard a lot of people say that they're leaving ICT and coming back to the Strat. And I mean, to each their own. The Strat, you know, has been around since before the ICT craze came around. It is a lot simpler, and I think that that's why people will gravitate towards it. Uh-oh. But teach their own. I like ICT principles too because they're pretty much the exact same as the Strat. And that's why everything works, because we understand that price action works in a series. How does that look? Right? Broadening formations? Yeah. Price action works in a series of broadening formations. So breakout traders, that's why they get wrecked, because everybody who was long is exiting when the breakout traders are entering, and they're instantly underwater. You do not want to be those people. Santa! Mm. Yep. Um, Almost to the day. It's been 3 months. Yeah. Sorry, checking something. I'm pretty sure it was the 27th. I should know, I know. No, it was the 23rd. We talk about Rob a lot. We talk about Rob a lot on Twitter and in the Discord. So sad. But you guys, here's the thing. The thing that you guys don't know about Rob that I know about Rob is he knew he wasn't going to be here very much longer. And that's why he worked his ass off to get an army, because he couldn't leave here knowing that it wasn't in good hands. You know, it was his life's work. So um, be respectful of it. This is, this Twitter competition bullshit. It's childish. Like, who cares? Who are you fighting? Somebody you've never even met? Like, grow up. It's so dumb. So that's why I'm. And people love me or hate me, and the people that hate me have tried to take me down for years, and I'm still here. And the reason for that is because my motives are pure. I have no motive other than to help you guys learn this. Yes, I have a room. I don't care about the room. We even say we want to get you in, we want to get you out. We don't want you to stay. We want you to learn it so you can go do this on your own. You know? No agendas. There's no agendas, and there should never be. Just learn the strat, learn it well, teach the next person. Don't be an a-hole on social media. Don't try to be, ooh, I'm the best stratter. Like, no, you look like an idiot. So stop, please. All of that. Because I if we go back to the way, and Elaine can vouch for this, if we go back to the way that the strat world acted in 2019, I will leave. Because it was disgusting, narcissistic, bullying, drama every single weekend. And I was like, what are you guys doing out here? Because all they were doing was making the strat so unattractive to new people. and we finally like got it chill. Like, we don't need to argue out here. And if people want to argue with us, we're not here to convince people. People come to us and find the strat when they're so tired of losing. And then they wish they would have come sooner. And you'll be so lucky if you've never learned technical analysis and then you learn the strat. Because I wish that that was my road, but it isn't. And we've got traders in our community who never knew TA, and all they knew was the strat, and he's balling out of control. Not to talk about money, but when you don't have to unlearn everything that you've learned, it happens a lot faster, and it just makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and there is a lot of negativity out there, and don't engage. You don't have to, Spencer. And you guys, we have a free community. We have a Discord with awesome Spencers in there. A lot of really great strat people. Chuck is in both sides of the Discord. Strat Soldier, Elaine, Trade for Opportunity, Tom. Like, we have a big community, and it's free if you want the free side. And you guys, the stuff that they post, that they share, it's good stuff. Really good stuff. They post community charts in the community. Here. I just saw. Here, I'll show you. So here's the paid section is at the top, or anything with a star, which we're not here to talk about that. I'm talking to you guys about the free side of the house. So the free side of the house is where the options contest is, which is super fun. Free trading chat. You're so sweet. Free trading chat is where everybody talks throughout the day, posts. Like, look at this. This was actually the setup that we took in premium. Right here. There's crypto, and then community charts. Spencer, in particular, is my favorite poster. His charts are just gorgeous, and they're really good stuff. So if you need help, these guys are so down to help. Alex and I pop in a lot. We answer questions a lot, because that's what we're here to do that. We have a psychology section, which is just a bunch of stuff that people post that helps them with psychology. Lots of Mark Douglas stuff. Questions. People tag us, ask us questions. You can ask us questions. Community. We have a whole Robisms channel. But yeah, so that's the free side. And it's stat trading. But yeah, and find a community that wants to help people, for free. Those are the people that you want to get behind and stick with, and, aren't just posting 600% gainer. Well, great, but you didn't share it ahead of time, so what does that do for me as a follower? Nothing. It doesn't motivate me. It pisses me off, because I remember when I was a newer trader and I was in a chat room and people were just posting just huge gains all the time, and it just made me feel like crap, because I was struggling, I wasn't making money, and I felt inferior to them. And that's why I never post gains. It's not about the gains. All I post is what I want to see happen and what happened. Yep. Like Carvana, I do have a silly little Twitter service I'm about to get rid of just because it's too much stress. But I posted this on Wednesday. I said, here's the setup. I said, short here, take your profit here. And then I said, stop at the high of the day after it triggered, but technically it kind of just slid through. But on what Friday was that? Was that last Friday? I want to show you guys this. Just because I need a calendar. Friday, 6/13/20. Here it is. I want to show you guys this, and then I want to show you how it played out. So this is, again, I'm not trying to sell anything here. I am just pointing something out. I posted a watch list for Friday. I even gave this exact watch list to the free side of the Discord. Okay? So this was Friday watch list for 10/20 for Friday. Okay? Apple, AMD, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Qualcomm. All right? 10/20 day. 10/20. Okay, here's the first one, Apple. 10/20. Posted on 10/19 after the market closed. 10/20. Technically hit 1, 2, technically 4, but who's counting that? That's stupid. Hit 1, 2, 3 targets. Okay. AMD on 10/20, I think was the only one that failed. 10/20 because it retraced too high before it triggered. So this one did not work on that day, but it worked the next day. But I don't really call that a win. Microsoft. 10/20. See where my cursor is? See at the bottom of the I'm pointing. See at the bottom of the screen it says 10/20. That's Friday. So we shorted this day when we broke the 2 up day. We hit 1, 2, 3 targets. See, all in one day. And here's the thing. You don't need a paid service to see this. That's the point I'm trying to make. Okay? You don't need it. Who comes on and tries to tell people not to join? Okay, NVIDIA and Qualcomm are the last two. And then I'll shut up. 20. Daily trigger, daily target 1, worked, 10/20, Friday 10/20. Oh, Qualcomm, QCLM. 10/20. We didn't hit all of them, but we hit enough. We hit it all the next day, but boom. So I'm calling that 4 out of 5 winners. So this is what the Strat can do. So I just want people to get it. Just get it. Just see it. Why? Upside exhaustion, top of a broadening formation, however you want to. It's there. That's what we do all the time. High, low, new high. I don't think that one was a new low, but we had the top of our broadening formation, so we're looking for the bottom because it's coming. Promise. Range expansion. Beautiful data short here too with the whole market inside and down. Back through 1. All these pivots inside. Target 1. Target 1. Target 2, target 3, exhaustion risk. What happens there? People are supposed to take profit, so price retraces from the lows. Then what? Now you're set up on Monday for a short back end because we got lower levels down here. However, they have earnings this week. Oh, okay. Also, the new thing about, so we're coming into a new month, which means if the market is gonna keep, hold on, let me reverse. So spy on the month, spy on the quarter. We know that we have the quarter is in force, okay? But when we get a new candle flip, when we get a new month on Wednesday, we need that month to also stay red to confirm the quarterly red, okay? Because what's going to happen is one of two things. Pretend we closed, what is this month? October, right where we closed right now. So one of two things is going to happen. We are going to confirm or reconfirm the quarterly signal and the quarterly time frame continuity by going red, 2 down, even though it's continuation. We need confirming quarterly signals. Or we're going to possibly negate the quarter by turning a green month and maybe going inside. Okay, so monthly flips are very important. And I remember specifically talking about this monthly flip because we ended August as a hammer. And I don't remember where I said it, who I said it to, if it was on a video, if it was on a live stream, if it was in the chat room. I talk a lot of places. I don't remember. But all I do remember saying is August ended as a hammer candle, which means absolutely nothing unless we get a 2 up the next month. A hammer alone is not actionable. Never is. Nor is a shooter. You have to get the next 2. So we got no long signal the following month in September. So that keeps us out of trouble. Yes, it looked, and they do this a lot. It's called painting the close. Painting the monthly candle to make people think it's bullish, and then they buy early, and then they open and then dump on them. So hammer candles are not actionable. What's actionable would have been if we opened and went 2 up. Then we could have gone to an all-time high back in September, but that did not happen. We did not get the 2 down, 2 up reversal. What did we get? Downs, 2 downs, 2 down, 2 down, 2 down. What's that mean? Price is going down. All right, let me see if anybody had any questions. Hey, thanks, say hey. I've seen you around a lot. Some people don't like me. Some people don't think I deserve the following that I have. And that's their problem, not mine. How do you access the... Ooh. How do they access the Discord? Ooh. Hold on. Let's see if I can. I'm bad at this stuff, so hold on. I don't know how to invite. Oh, invite. Copy. If you want to join the Discord, the free Discord side. Here's the link. I don't know if that's gonna work. Hey, it looks like it worked. I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not trying to sell anybody anything, but if you want to know what's on the paid side, you will go here, StratAlerts.com. That's our website. Yeah, if you're getting in on a trigger, if you're the first one into a trigger, you need to be prepared to be the first one out. That's why we look for actionable signals that reconfirm what we're seeing. Because just like I was talking about with NVIDIA, actually, maybe SPY would be better. Yeah, SPY would be better. So let me just point out real fast. The SPY quarterly trigger was 422.29. Okay. If you were the first one in when it triggered, boom, instantly against you. Why? Because price had gone down for 5 or 6 weeks. 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks in a row. That's why I was on the stream saying you could not pay me to short here. That I wanted to see corrective activity. And then I would take the week down to trigger the quarter. Because, yeah, you never want to be the first one in. And if you do, that's simple strat. Simple strat is using one time frame and one time frame only to execute, target, and use your stops on. So simple strat for SPY, for instance, and simple strat is often not worth the risk reward. Simple strat would be quarterly time frame. You're taking a short position, targeting there, stop, pretty much 50%. See, it's not even a 1-to-1. So that's why I don't use simple strat. But if you use a weekly, you're sorting up here. Now I know this went outside, but ES did not. So even if you're using a full candle stop, the risk reward is significantly better. Or say you missed most of this. All right, fine. Enter on the 2 up, 2 down day, still targeting pivot lows. What's that? 2.6 to 1. And we're not even at the quarter yet. 4 to 1 on a daily actionable signal. Because look how many times we triggered the quarter and didn't puke. That's why you don't want to be the first one in at the lows. You want to let it trigger or re-trigger and then get corrective activity and then hit it. Because what I just talked about in the beginning of the video is higher time frame triggers. I feel like I just looked crazy. Are lower time frame targets. So the quarterly trigger here was the major downside target here. So that's why you don't want to be the first one in. INTC. The higher time frames are going to tell you if it's corrective activity or a reversal. YouTube deleted it, huh? Spencer. All right. I can't strat with one time frame. Not anything I would want to be trading personally. Oh. Swap the lows. Trying to go. So we're an inside bar still to this candle. So it's just kind of stuck. Inside quarter. So no actionable upside on the quarter. The only quarterly actionable signal would be to the downside, which 2 up, 2 down did not. Oh, no way they're going to leave these double bottoms here, though. Come on. They'll be back for those. What's the week look like? Spencer, I wouldn't want anything to do with it. Because even from this swing low to this swing high, you're still stuck. Well, that is the quarter, basically. It's choppy. Nope. I would not touch it. It's just stuck. It's been stuck for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. Oh my God. Okay, I gotta get off here. I'm supposed to be at a party in an hour. Whoops. Time flies when you're having fun. I think that Michael from ICT is the best trader alive. I believe it. I like his concepts, but it's because I learned the strat first and I can relate his language to Rob's language because it's all it is. They both basically figured out price action with broadening formations and sell side liquidity and buy side liquidity. So they both figured it out. They just all have different words for it. And I do use fair value gaps. But if you don't use fair value gaps in the proper context, just like the strat, if you're trading the wrong setups or if you're trading setups but in the wrong context, you're going to get killed. So I do trade with fair value gaps. I use them. But if you don't use them right, they're going to hurt you more than help you. Head honcho. What happens when you're waiting for an actionable signal, but it's just a bunch of 2-2 continuations until your target is hit? It means you missed it, and don't worry about it. Find a different setup. The strat works for everything. The strat is just a strat. The strat should just be a word for we really understand price action. Eddie, get fit. You got to have higher time frame context. The higher time frames are going to tell you. So I'll draw a picture real fast. So say this is like your monthly take action window. What in the heck? Oh. So that's your monthly take action window. And if you don't know what that is, you'll have to go back in the video. And you're looking for daily actionable signals. So the target for the month is up here. Well, as long as it's still good, you can expect corrective activity in the take action window or in the still good window, or you can cut it. You don't have to sit through corrective activity and then just wait for the twos back up. Boop, target, cut, exit, finito. All right, I really do have to get off. Okay, well, thank you guys for coming. Hope you learned something. And I'll catch you guys on the Twitters. Bye. Have a good weekend. Oh, happy Halloween if you're, trick-or-treating this weekend. All right.